Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 35 of Takedown, and this one is titled A Different Life. I got you, Hansu. Leave it with me, Hawks replied confidently. Hawks out! The soft beep 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 of the phone call having ended sounded in the silent kitchen as Hansu pulled the phone from his ear and then sat it down at the table. I'll get you, Goha. The others may have put you in the back of their minds, but I haven't, he thought darkly as he stood up. 12 p.m. found you standing outside the UA school gates, waiting for Mirio as your mind had a conversation with itself about what to say to him. You were staring at the ground with brows furrowed when his shadow fell across you, and you looked up and brightened immediately when you saw him. Hi, Yin, he greeted. Are you okay? Yep, you said with a fake smile. I can tell when you're not fine. What's bothering you? He asked as he tilted his head to the side with a warm look on his face. Where to start? He replied sheepishly, looking off to the side. Let's walk and talk, he said kindly, taking your hand in his and turning you around so that you could head out to lunch together. Hey, side note, but Butterfly told me that news of our daring rescue has reached an in-game interviewer. It has? You asked excitedly. What does that mean exactly? They want to interview us about the rescue of the players stuck inside the dome? Yep, Mirio replied, with his bright smile as he marched beside you, swinging your arm exuberantly with his. Dropping pants certainly made headlines. When you say it like that, yes, it definitely would make headlines, you replied with a laugh. Mirio smiled and squeezed your hand, happy that he had managed to brighten you up a little bit with his small talk. Well, here we are, he said, gesturing to the small cafe ahead. They do the best chips here. I'm down for anything, you replied happily, letting your arm swing alongside his. He smiled again and placed his hand on the cafe door and then pushed it open and let you inside with one hand as he stayed behind you and then reached back to close the door and stepped up beside you again without letting your hand go. Where do you want to sit? They bring the menu and food to us. You looked around and saw a two-seater table in the corner and pointed to it. That one will do nice. Mirio nodded and followed your lead, taking a seat on one side and you on the other. Let's order first, and then we can talk, he said with a smile as he handed you the menu. You had a look at the food list and picked something that you'd like, and then waited for the waitress to come and take the orders. After placing your orders, Mirio gave you his full attention, leaning down on the table with his bulky forearms and giving that infectious smile. So, he asked, what's on your mind? You sighed and looked down at the table, placing your hands in your lap. I think I've come to a crossroad. I don't think I want to go after Goha anymore. This is new, Mirio said with a surprise. Why don't you want to go after your AI anymore? Well, you said as you looked up at him, it's just that I've been having so much fun with you and On and Butterfly that I completely forgot about Goha, and I liked it. I feel like obsessing and worrying over getting my AI back is what's holding me back from exploring other parts of myself that I've never questioned before. Mirio nodded. You've only ever known life as a genius, as the head scientist, as someone who's in the front lines of research. It makes sense that you'd want to do something new, something different. Well, yeah, you said sadly, but I know that telling Hansu this is going to make him blow a fuse. He's still so focused on getting Goha back, and we're starting to drift apart. He's still a scientist, he hasn't experienced what I have. What would you do if you didn't get Goha back? Would there be any backlash? Mirio asked, nodding his thanks to the waitress as she brought your drinks back to the table. Well, if it got to the press that there was a dangerous artificial intelligence running loose in an online game, then yes, there would be a heap of backlash on me and Hansu, and I don't want to bring him into it. You make a good point there, Mirio mused as he took a sip of a drink. Hey, this drink's really good, try some. He pushed it across the table and indicated for you to stick your straw in the other side so you were both drinking from the same glass. Your eyes met his matte blue ones as he leaned in a little more, your nose touching his little upturned button one. A little giggle escaped both your lips as you tasted the sweet drink together. Tell you what, he said softly as he pulled back. What if we found Goha and tied up that loose end, and then you looked into going to a different field of practice? You pulled back and blinked at him a few times. Wait, you mean change jobs? You asked with surprise. Yes, he said with excitement. What if you taught programming at UA? The support class learned how to manipulate software and coding and stuff. You'd be a perfect fit. You stared at him, then a broad smile broke out on your face, that metaphorical black rain cloud having lifted from over your head as you suddenly saw a new horizon ahead. That would be amazing. I could help the next generation. I could be involved with others' visions. Mirio gave you a closed-eyed, happy smile. And Hansu could take your place as head scientist. Oh, you said softly, that brightness fading a little. Hansu. What's wrong? Mirio asked tenderly. I don't know if I could part from Hansu. He definitely deserves to be head scientist, don't get me wrong, but he's like an older brother, father figure, silly, smart uncle that I never had. It would be weird not working with him. He can come and teach too, Mirio said excitedly, unfazed by the sudden gloomy mood from just before. I don't know how he would take all of this, you replied with a sad smile. I'll have to think about it. And we will see what happens in the next chapter. I'll see you tomorrow for chapter 36.